Can you make an extra $1 million a year in your part-time? That is today's question. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. Going to be an amazing video full of value. And I'm not selling anything. I don't have any course. I'm not trying to take your money. This isn't a work online opportunity. I'm going to ask you to think about how this is even possible, because it's going to change the way that you think about money. And I'm going to share with you that it is possible, not because I've done it, but because I have a mentor who has done it. And I'm going to share with you his story, and I'm going to share lessons that he gave me during his breakdown that you can take. So, can you make an extra $1 million a year in your part-time? How would you actually do it? So let's start with the model that works. When you're trying to figure out if something's even possible, it's always good to go with, well, here's an example of someone who's done it. So I have a friend. I'm not going to say his name or the industry that he works in, but I'm going to tell you that he did make over an extra $1 million profit in a year and in his part-time. So how he did it, I'm going to give you the lessons. He had a brick and mortar business, and he bought stuff in a reselling business, and that occupied his main hours. And then part-time, he sold a course teaching people how to do brick and mortar or how to do the reselling business that he was doing. And it was the course that he did in his part-time that made over $1 million. And I know this is true because I sat down with him for 2 hours and he showed me everything. He walked through it, so I know that it's possible. It's something I'd like to do. But, I only have my part-time. But he did it in his part-time. He said, I probably spent less time than you on this. So he showed me his ads manager and how much money he spent and explained how he delivered the course. And he got the ClickFunnels 2 award, so we know that it's legit. So, not everyone can do this. Let's take some things that we learned from our friend here. And, me personally, why would I want to do this? Why is this even possible? I know that's possible because I've seen someone do it. The reason that I would want to do this is because I really enjoy my life, and I really like what I'm doing here. And the only jump that I would make to the next step in my life would be to buy my own property and start my own project, and I would like to fund it myself. I'm not going to, leave for a lesser position, and I really enjoy my current job and what it does for me, but it's not going to ever get me to this. So I need to do it in my part-time, which would seem impossible, except I know someone who's done it. So the first thing that this guy is he has expertise. Not everyone can do this. Clearly not everyone can make $1 million a year in part-time. You need expertise probably at a couple different things. You need expertise in marketing, quite possibly, but you need to be an expert at something. But it doesn't have to be what you expect necessarily. You could be an expert at a lot of different things and still be able to make a lot of money with it. So let's just get that out of the way. This is, beginners are not going to make $1 million a year in their part-time. How is it even possible? Okay, so here's an example of something that worked well for our friend here, is Synergy. So the part-time played off of the full-time. So what he was doing in his part-time built into what he was doing in his full-time. So it doesn't have to be. And by the way, I just thought of another story. There was some guy, it was also through a course back in the ClickBank days, affiliate marketing. He made a 6-pack abs course in his part-time, and he didn't quit his day job until it was making like millions. And he made it in his part-time, so it's possible. In that case, there wasn't as much synergy. Well, I don't remember his main job. It might have been fitness. If it was fitness, then there's synergy. But the idea is your main job should build expertise, which is synergy for your part-time $1 million side hustle. So synergy. 3, let's say leverage here. What do I mean by leverage? He had a profitable business, and he could take the profit of that to fund his side business. So he wasn't starting from zero. He was starting from actually a pretty good amount of money, like maybe, I don't know how much it was, 100, 200,000 a year, maybe less. It's hard to know, but he was making decent money. So leverage, if you have something to start, you know, you have some weight to put on the lever to push up this end, whether that's money or that's having a team. You build a team, although this guy was a one-man team. He did $1 million a year by himself. Not entirely by himself though, because he had spent a lot of money on education. He spent a lot of money on education, you know, did masterminds, in-person masterminds, flew to Tai Lopez's mansion and got a lot of different courses. You're not going to figure this out in the dark. You're going to have to, like I'm doing, like you're doing, follow someone who's actually done it. So education is important. 5. This one's maybe my favorite. Scalability. Trading hour for hour or hour for product for sale will never, almost, like, it's not going to make you $1 million a year. Say you work 80 hours a week. That's 400. Okay, 80 hours a week times 50 weeks is $4,000 hours, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, you would need to bill $250 an hour working 80 hours a week. Well, that's not going to work in your part-time. And I'll tell you, actually, my dad was a lawyer, attorney, high-powered attorney. He billed over $300 an hour, and most of those hours you can't bill. So he ended up not billing most of his hours. Point is, like, even if you're making a really good hourly, it's very hard to get to this. Scalability in your part-time, though, an example of scalability would be, well, first of all, anything is scalable if you have a team, but that incurs a ton of costs. We're trying to save $1 million. We're not trying to make $1 million and spend $900,000 on having a team fulfill it, you know? In my business, some years, because I've made it really part-time and was scaling something that's hard to scale, I spend 80% of the money I make on the business, keep 20% for myself. That's not necessarily what you want, but he scaled it, he did it himself, and he had, you know, a course priced at like $600-700. The beautiful thing about a course or a book or, you know, a mastermind, a group training or something like that is the 6th one is no more work than the 5th one. The 100th one is no more work than the 5th one, right? Each additional unit that you sell is no more work. So, you know, that's the beauty of the online course thing. I mean, in e-commerce, you can do it. The fulfillment, though, again, is like overhead. So let's say another thing, like cheap to run. So I don't know that many e-com experts. I know more course experts. I do know some people who made good money with e-com or drop shipping, but a problem is it's not cheap to run, high overhead. You know, you're selling a screen door for $250 and you're buying it for $175. And yeah, you're making $75, but if you make $1 million in a year, you're only keeping, what's the math on that, 75, you know, 250,000, something like that. So cheap to run. So part of scalability is you have to be good at marketing, and that goes with scalability. Like, you have to, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, you have to be able to reach a ton of people and be smart. Our friend here used a lot of Facebook retargeting and email automation, And that's it. Testing. Automation is another thing. Automation is how you can make it cheap to run and scalable. Automation is getting, an example is some of you came here for my my emails. So if you sign up to get my free books and you're on the email list, every time that I post a video, automatically an email gets sent to promote the video. So that's an example of automation. It separates my time from the output. Money scalable. YouTube's scalable, right? It's going to take me 15 minutes to record this video and 2 minutes to upload it. It's going to take me 17 minutes. Whether it reaches 100 people, 1,000 people, or 100,000 people is the same amount of time, right? That's the idea with scalability. So let's see if there's more lessons here. What else can we say? How to make $1 million a year in your part-time. Okay, we'll do one last one. Persistence. So our guy here, he tried many things. He tried to sell a lot of things, and they failed. But then one worked. It hit a home run, and it made over $1 million a year. And guess what? The whole COVID thing has totally disrupted his funnel, and so now he's rebuilding even again. So you make $1 million a year, it does not a guarantee you're going to make any money the next year. And you make $0 this year, that's not a guarantee you're not going to make $1 million next year. I see too many people just give up before they strike gold. There's that story of the guy who, he got some land, and the family got some land, and they're digging for gold, and they stopped like 6 inches short of the vein, and sold the land. Someone else discovered it. But the cool part of that story is the person who gave up too early learned the lesson, and I believe they went to work for Thomas Edison and became Thomas Edison's top salesman and business partner, and made a whole lot of money because he learned how to be persistent. So the story went something like that. You have to keep going. People give up too quick. You have to be consistent. Consistency is not a guarantee, but being inconsistent is a guarantee of failure. Like, you're not gonna do this if you're inconsistent. You have to be persistent. You have to. It's a prerequisite, right? But given all these things, is it possible to make an extra $1 million a year profit? I've seen it done, and if you do all the levers like this, you have everything going for you. It's possible. Again, I haven't done it. I'm just telling you the story of someone who has, and I'm sharing as you get to see me do some stuff. You get to see this channel grow. I don't know if it's not going to happen this year necessarily. Probably not, but if I keep trying, I keep going. So just want to share that with you, that it is possible. Say it with me. Oh, I like blue for this. It's possible. It's possible. Okay, and as I promised, I have nothing that I'm selling. I'm just giving away free info. I don't want to course around money making. I help people with other things. I'm focused, but I want to share that because it's useful. So if you appreciated that and you're stoked on that, and it's just you want more knowledge, then make sure to hit the thumbs up and make sure to comment to let me know that this is valuable and I should do more of this. And share this, please share this with someone, whether you repost it or send it as a message, and say, hey, I think that we can do this. It's possible. There's an example of someone who's done this. It's possible. And comment down below if you believe that you could do this and you want to do this. You watch all the way to the end. Comment, it's possible. Say that in the comments. It's possible. Okay? No sale on this video, but be on the lookout. There'll be opportunities for us to work together. So, appreciate you. Much love, and talk to you soon.